Hare Krishna, everyone.
Haribol, Prabhuji.
जय श्री गौरताय भगवान की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय राम पंजाबी बिहारी, जय
Jaya
राम
Radha Madhava Kunja
पंजाबी
Bihari
राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, जय
Jaya
राधा
Madhava
माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जाना वल्लभा जय गिरिवर हरि, जय गिरिवर हरि, जय
Jaya
गोपी
Gopi
जन वल्लभा
Vallabha
जय
Jaya
गिरिवर हरि,
Giridhari
जय
Jaya
गिरिवर
Girivaradhari
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन,
Yashodanandana Brajanaranjana
यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन, यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन, यमुनातीरावनचारि, 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 राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
Jaya Radha Madhava Bihari
माधव कुंज बिहारी,
Jaya Radha
माधव कुंज बिहारी।
Bihari
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Rama
Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare,
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya
Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Good, good,
Jai
good,
Guru Dev,
good,
Guru Dev, Jai Jai Guru Dev.
Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol,
Go
Hari
Hari Bo, Hari Bo,
Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari Bo.
Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari
Namo Vishwapata Paramahansa Acharya Ashtatoshati Stivanga Sarvachananda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
ISKCON founder Acharya, founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai,
श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय।
Jai,
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री रूप गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय।
Jai.
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय।
Jai.
श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to Somendra, Hare
Hari
Krishna. All glories to Somendra, Hare Krishna. All glories to Somendra, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam session today. Today we are reading from Canto 5, which is the title of the canto is The Creative Impetus. Chapter 1, titled The Activities of Maharaj Priyabrata. And we are going to read today verse number 3. So, just going there. Mahatam khalu viprashse
Mahatam Khalu
Mahatam Kala
Viprase,
Viprasre.
Mahatam khalu viprashse
Mahatam Kala
Mahatam Khalu
Viprasre.
Viprase,
Uttama shloka padayo
Tama Shloka Padayo.
Lokapadayo,
Uttama shloka padayo
Uttam
Uttama Shloka
Slokam
Padayo.
Padayo,
Chaya nivrita chittanam
Chaya
Jaya
Nivrata
Nivrita
Chittana,
Chitana.
Chaya nivrita chittanam
छाया निर्वृता चित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे
स्पृहा
स्पृहा
मतिः
मतिः
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा
स्पृहा
मतिः
मतिः
महतां खलु विप्रर्षे
महातां
महतां
खलु
खलु विप्रसे
विप्राचे
उत्तमश्लोकपदायोः
उत्तम
उत्तमश्लोकपादयोः
श्लोकपादयोः
छायानिवृतचित्तानां
छाया निर्वृता
छायावृता
चित्तानां
न
चित्तानां
कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
न
कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे स्पृहा
स्पृहा
मतिः
मतिः
महतां खलु विप्रर्षे
महतां
महतं
खलु
खलु
विप्रसे
विप्रार्थे
उत्तमश्लोकपदायोः
उत्तमश्लोकापदायोः
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
छायानिवृतचित्तानां
छाया निर्वृता चित्तानां
चित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
न
कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे
स्पृहा
स्पृहा
मतिः
मतिः
हरे कृष्ण
महतां खलु विप्रर्षे
महतां
महतां खलु
खलु
विप्रर्षे
विप्रसे
उत्तम श्लोकापादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकपदायोः
छाया निर्वृता चित्तानां
निवृता
छायानिवृतचित्तानां
चित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
न
कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे
स्पृहा
स्पृहा मतिः
मतिः
महतां खलु विप्रसे
महतां
महतां
खलु
खलु
विप्रसे
विप्रर्षे
उत्तमश्लोकपादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
छायानिवृत्तचित्तानां
छाया
निर्वृतचित्तानां
चित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
न
कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे
स्पृहामतिः
स्पृहा मतिः
महतां Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण महतां खलु विप्रर्षे
महतां खलु
खलु
विप्रर्षे
विप्रसे
उत्तमश्लोकपादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
छाया निर्वृत्तचित्तानां
छायानिर्वृतचित्तानां
छायानिवृतचित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहा मतिः
न
न कुटुम्बे
कुटुम्बे
स्पृहामतिः
स्पृहामतिः
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण महतां खलु विप्रसे
महतां
महतां
खलु
खलु
विप्रर्षे
विप्रर्षे
उत्तमश्लोकापादयोः
उत्तमश्लोकपदायोः
उत्तमश्लोकपादयोः
छायानिर्वृतचित्तानां
छाया
छायानिवृतचित्तानां
निर्वृतचित्तानां
न कुटुम्बे स्पृहामतिः
न
न कुटुम्बे
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 स्पृहामतिः
स्पृहामतिः
Word by word meaning. Mahatam,
महतां
Mahatam
of great devotees.
of
of
great
great
devotees.
devotees.
Khalu,
Hello,
Kalu,
certainly.
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 Vipra, Rishe,
Vipra,
Viprase,
Rishi,
O great sage among the Brahmanas.
all
O
great
great
sage
sage among the Brahmanas.
others.
Uttama Shloka Padayaho,
Uttama
Uttam
Shloka
Shloka
Padayoho
Padayoho.
of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
of
Of
the
the
lotus
lotus
feet
feet of
of
the
the
Supreme
Supreme
Personality of
Personality of God.
Godhead.
Chaya,
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 by the shade.
by
by the
the
shade.
shade.
Nibrita,
Nirvrita,
Nivrita,
satiated.
satiate.
satiated.
Chittanam,
Chittana,
Chittanam,
whose consciousness.
whose
whose consciousness
na,
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 never,
never,
kutumbe,
kutumbe,
to family members,
to
to family
family
members,
members,
spriha matihi,
priya,
Sriha
be
Matihi,
consciousness with attachment.
consciousness with
consciousness with
attachment.
attachment.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Right.
Translation, we read together. Elevated Mahatmas
Elevated
Elevated
Mahatmas
Mahatmas
who have taken shelter
who
who
have
have
taken
taken
shelter
shelter
of the lotus feet of
of the
of the lotus feet
feet
of
of
the Supreme Personality of Godhead
the
the
Supreme
Supreme
Personality of
Personality of
Godhead
Godhead
are fully saturated by the shade
are
are
fully
fully
satiated
satiated
by the
by the
shade
shade
of those lotus feet.
of
of
those lotus
those lotus feet.
Their consciousness cannot possibly
Their
Their
consciousness
consciousness
cannot
cannot
possibly
possibly
become attached to family members.
become
become
attached
attached to
to family members.
The Bhaktivedanta purport. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala Je Chayai Jagat Jurai. He describes the shade of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are being so nice and cooling that all materialists who are always in the blazing fire of material activities may come under the shade of his lotus feet and be fully relieved and satiated. The distinction between family life and spiritual life can be experienced by any person who has undergone the tribulations of living with a family. One who comes under the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord never becomes attached by the activities of family life. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.59, Param Drishtva Nivartate. One gives up the lower engagement when he experiences a higher taste. Thus one becomes detached from family life as soon as he comes under the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manohishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsra Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Swadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Chaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Nitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Dehi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vahevacha Patithanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Tava Kathamrita Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Bhuvi Grimnati Jai Bhuvidājana Bhuvi Grimnati Jai Bhuvidājana Jagaguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Bye.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So today we have started this new canto 5 in the first chapter with the pastimes of King Priyabrata. Like, we have the activities of Maharaj Priyabrata is the title of this chapter. As we and this verse is very important. And with every verse we start with Mangalacharan as we just did, because to understand these verses we need special mercy, because transcendental knowledge it just not come like automatically. We have to put some effort for it, because transcendental knowledge does not simply transform the heart. Because if we don't put our effort for it, then it remains only intellectual. It doesn't it doesn't transform the heart. So this specific verse is not just meant for to be just understood intellectually. It meant for realization. It is to be realized, and that's where it actually describes also that the inner condition of a Mahatma, and at the same time it quietly challenges the foundation of our own attachments. So that's why it's there will be something which is as I said, bittersweet kind of moments that we need to stand before and think and realize and absorb that few of the things before we going into deep into this verse is like what am I actually depending on for happiness, for because Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. So that Ananda part is a integral part of our soul. And if it is, we are looking for that Ananda, that happiness, what we are actually depending on. Is it from the relationships? Is it from stability in our life, in material life, recognition, fame, emotional security? What we are depending on to get this happiness from? And Bhagavatam is not naive. Bhagavatam does not deny all these needs, right? It's not saying that this is not necessary. But what Bhagavatam does, it reveals the higher fulfillment. We become happy when something gets fulfilled, right? And if we that's why we're looking at different places. In the class by His Holiness Shri Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj, he was giving this at one of his own pastimes, that one time when he was very hungry and he didn't have anything to eat, but there was this plate of khichdi, but that khichdi was like 2-3 days old, so it was not in a best condition. But he was so hungry that he wanted to eat it, because he's the hunger from the inside is craving for it, that I wanted to have something to eat. So irrespective of what the condition of that food, it just wanted to have it inside. So Maharaj started eating it, but then a devotee came and requested Maharaj not to have it, but he was so hungry that he couldn't stop. But then what happened, that the devotee went to Govinda's and then he brought a thali for Maharaj with all the wonderful preparation. And when Maharaj saw that thali, he gave up that plate of khichdi and he started honoring the thali. the prasadam. And that's what by that Maharaj was putting that point, that happiness, we are looking for that. It just Bhagavatam direct us that where we are searching for it, like where we should search for it. Because Bhagavatam tells us that searching for it in fragments actually exist. Like we are looking for the fragments, but the full thing exists in completeness within the lotus feet of the Lord. So this verse, as we go into it, it says Mahatma Khalu Viprase. So the translation that, O great sage, those who are truly great soul, who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, Uttama Shloka Padayahu, their consciousness becomes Chaya Nivrita. So they are fully satisfied under the lotus feet, because they are getting that shade. And because of that, na kutumbe sprihamatihi. So they no longer develop attachment or hankering towards family life. Right? So this is what today's verse is. So the main theme today and this verse, which is important to take, is this word of shade. The word shade is very powerful. Shade, it implies that we are getting the relief from the blazing heat of material world, samsara davanada, right? And this is no poetic, like, metaphor or exaggeration. Like, I'm sure all of us has experienced the truth. This is truth. Like, material life is a blazing fire. This constant anxiety, constant pressure of expectation, like, it just comes one under another. You just feel that, okay, this problem is done, and then bang, something else comes in. And what that does, that it makes us fearful. Like, we get, like, so many times the cause of anxiety is because fear, that I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in future. I don't know what's going to happen today. Like, it's like, as a child, become fearful about the unknown, right? I remember, like, when I was a kid, and I started to go to the like, in a school, and as I was going to the higher grades, as you go into the higher grades, the study becomes more and more, little bit more tougher, and then every day you have to finish your homework, and then when you go to the class, the teacher is going to ask question, that which are, so have you read this? So now I'm going to ask questions. So you stand up. What is the answer of this one? And if you don't give that answer, obviously there were punishment, like, so I used to obviously, like other kids, like, I was not a special kid, I'm just a normal kid. I used to also get scared. But the thing that I remember, that what I used to do before I was getting out of my house, I used to ask my mom. I used to ask my mom, like, that, mom, if they ask the question, will I be able to give the answer? I wanted to have a kind of uh, from my mom, that to give me that assurance that I will be able to give that answer. That please give me that assurance. I know that I have studied hard for that, but I still need that assurance that, mom, please tell me, will I be able to give that answer? Mom used to say, yes. Well, please tell me that, will I not get punished? Mom said, yeah, you will not get punished. Go. So every time. So later my neighbors, they used to make fun for fun. Like when I grew up, when I was going to college, or when I met them after a long time, they used to say, hey, you remember what you used to do when you used to go to school? But this is psychology, like, as we go through this every day when we are going out. We don't know, like, what's going to happen, in the office, what's going to happen in school, like, wherever we are going, or if we are going for a medical checkup, or like, sometimes the doctor says that a patient becomes like, out of anxiety there. If the condition was like 10%, out of anxiety sometimes it increases to 30%, because overnight they couldn't wait. What is the result of the test? What is the result of the test? Like, now it's very, like, and those kind of situation, this material, like, blazing fire, like, it doesn't show the fire from outside, but it's just from inside. So this is for our own self, but then also with family, like, even in loving families, there is always tension, that I'm doing all these things from my family. Will this remain? What if something changes? What if my kids doesn't love me anymore? What if they go away? And all these things. So that's why Srila Prabhupada often emphasized the point very strongly, that in this material world, nobody can be happy in family life or any life. It's just simply, like, this material life is struggle for existence. And again, this is not pessimism. This is this is just a reality. And by showing that reality, Srila Prabhupada is showing us that, like, that compassion, so that to redirect us. Like, often, I'm sure, like, in India, you've heard that the parents, when they get scared, that when their kid starts to go to ISKCON, because they're saying, oh, ISKCON is somewhere, if they go, they become sannyasi. You know, so don't send your kids there, they become sannyasi. So what is that thing that they wanted to avoid? That no, the kids shouldn't go there, and then they will miss out on all the other things that we want from them. They shouldn't leave job, they shouldn't like, leave their social responsibilities, they shouldn't leave the responsibility of looking after us. So which they shouldn't just go there and sit down and just do chanting and read books. No, that is not the way of life. Because there is obviously this thing is, like, that we have spent so much time on them, they should now take care of us. So they shouldn't become that kind of, like, monk kind of life, they take monk kind of lifestyle. But the thing is, even if someone wants to go and say, okay, there is so much issue is there, I just wanted to leave everything and go to the temple, and I just wanted to stay there. But coming to the reality, when someone comes to a temple and just say, I'm not going, if the mentality is just that the outside world is very problematic, I'm just here, I just want to be out of any problem, they will find themselves even in more problem. You know, like, I did get a chance to spend quite a bit of time with brahmacharis, because in Sydney there was, like, brahmachari ashrams. So when before my marriage, like, when I was single, I was staying by myself just near the temple. So most of the time I used to come to the temple and just spend time with them, like, go with them with for service, something. Sometimes they used to say, oh, this is so much problem, this is that. And I was just saying that, even, my God, even coming to the temple also, there is so much problem. So the the thing is just by simply changing from one side to another side, it's not going to make sure, like, it is not an assurance that it's going to go away. So we have to understand that how it's like, what is the way that we can go forward, and what is the like, the shelter that has been described here. And that's why Narottam Das Thakur gave us that realization, that for in the famous song, like, Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chanda Shushitala. So the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are cooler than millions of moons. So just imagine that shift. So if somebody think that, start meditating, okay, I want to take the shelter of Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda's shelter, it's cooler than millions of moons. That means from burning heat, one goes to soothing moonlight. And this is that shade that's this, which is being explained in this verse, that how it is when we try to, like, just make shifts in our life. This is the first step, that take the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. And if somebody asks that how I'm going to take it, the mercy of Lord Nityananda, and as famously His Holiness Vijayapataka Maharaj said, that how you're, in what way you are going to, like, basically get away of it. There is no way that you can go away from the mercy, or there is no way that you can hide from the mercy of Lord Nityananda. He is everywhere, and He is ready to give you that shelter. So that's why it is there. It is there for all of us to take that. All we have to do is sincerely and with our, like, dedicate, like, with our service attitude, put ourselves dedicatedly in the service of the Lord. And that's why, like, we see that the process now. So if the way is this, then the process is very balanced also. It's not that we are just whimsically saying that, okay, in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, everything you leave, just by leaving anything, it's not going to be fulfill the desire for anything else. You just don't think that, okay, I'm leaving this and it's going to fix the issue. No, you're not going to get out from there. If you are leaving something, you have to fulfill that with something else. That's how our human nature is. It's completely, the voidism doesn't work. The voidism, like in this present day and age, doesn't work. Srila Prabhupada has mentioned that time and again, you cannot stop desire. But what can be done is you can purify the desire. If someone that saying that, okay, we can just stop this, thinking about it, no. If I'm too much, like, attracted towards eating sweet, like, I want to eat sweet, I want to see, like, there is no way. I'm getting blood sugar, I'm getting this, I'm getting diabetes. What's the way that, we see that in from the medical science, what they try to do, okay, make a replacement of sugar, like they call saccharin or something. So it's like sugar, it's sweet, but it's actually not sweet. So you can take that. It will not harm you. So in a similar way, like, if someone's is have this desire, how we can dovetail that desire in the service of the Lord, and that's where we see that the life stories of the exalted devotees. Like, here we have we see King Priyabrata, who is spiritually very advanced, right? But here he's getting instructed to accept family life and group. So here the teaching is not leaving the situation, but the leaving the illusion. A Mahatma can be in a family life, like, but not bound by it. Why? Because their satisfaction is coming from serving the Lord. So whenever they are going, they are just making sure that Krishna is in the middle, So that is where the higher tests come. So as it mentioned in this verse, that Bhagavad Gita 2.59, that param drishtva nivartate, that one gives us lower engagement upon experiencing the higher taste. Again, this is another part of our human nature, that when we get a higher taste, like, if we are eating everyday rice, and then suddenly we get next day we get another, like, type of rice, a pulao or something, then we say, oh, this is very nice. So we get, like, attracted towards the higher taste. So that's why when in Krishna consciousness, the target is to take someone from the current situation and then the current taste and elevate their states to the higher taste. So there is, when we preach, we are not preaching in a way that, oh, what you're doing, you just stop it, stop it, stop it. Like, don't stop it. Just, okay, you are doing this activity. How about you replace this activity with this activity? You know, every Tuesday night, okay, you are every Tuesday night, you are going to see a movie. Okay, that's fine. How about this Tuesday night, you come to the temple and see how you feel like it. You have been going to the movies for every Tuesday, right? How you're feeling? Like, it's okay. We go there, we sit in the air conditioned room, we spend money. Okay, well, how about you come to the temple and see how it feels like? And when someone comes to a temple, they attend the arti, they speak with the devotees, and the devotees always very nicely invite them to come again, that build that relationship. Then they feel like, oh, this is something different. Like, this is something that where someone is actually caring for us. So we want to come back here. And obviously then all the other things like the prasadam and the arti, and then the environment itself in the temple, it just becomes so much purifying, that as we said, like, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, that the desire, we cannot stop the desire, but purify the desire, and that the purification starts, right? So that's why, again, um, just by thinking that I'm going to just leave this as a matter of renunciation, and it's going to fix my issue, it's not going to work. We see that we are going to read about Bharat Maharaj also in this canto. Bharat Maharaj renounced everything and but then he became attached to a deer, and because of that next life he became a deer. So what happened? That the external renunciation is not enough. It's not going to. It's just like, I just leave everything. I'm too much attached to this. I'm too much attached. I just leave it, and I'll just sit down at home idle. It's not going to work out. At the day's end, the consciousness must change, and consciousness does change, like, with practice. So in this relationship, in this relation, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that if you simply give up one thing, and if you just give up one thing and does not take the shelter of the Lord, you will automatically accept another thing. It's just that, okay, even today I'll just leave this thing and I'll just sit down, and okay, I'll just pray to the Lord. Okay, please, like, I'm not going to do that thing. But yes, you are not going to do that thing only when you are going to replace that thing with something else. It's simply the mind is built in a way that it will attach somewhere. So through this verse, what the main few of the main points which comes up, that not separation is not going to work, but the replacement. Separation is not going to work. We need to work on replacement, and that replacement, again, we, as per as our own interest. And if someone truly goes to the Lord and with full sincerity say that, okay, I'm in this problem, I'm in this issue, please help me, the Lord will present the replacement, that what we need to do. You will show the way. And the next thing is, when that happen, is the replacement happen, and it's connected with Krishna, then someone started to become full from inside. If someone empty from inside, like, that emptiness again will not become someone steady. If someone is empty from inside, they will always have that hankering, that I want to have this, I want to have this. But if this fulfillment comes from there, imagine when we have a full plate of wonderful prasadam, like, after that we are full, like, and then, especially, like, I always feel that the example when, like, after Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja feast, like, because we have been fasting from Janmashtami, and then, yes, you've taken some prasadam in the Janmashtami night, but then after Prabhupada Vyasa Puja, after, like, celebrate the festival and dancing like anything, and then when you have that prasadam, and then you are fully satisfied. Even after that, if someone comes and, oh, this is the best, we have brought you this best food from somewhere and things, you will not feel like attracted towards that because you are full. So for the Mahatmas, why they don't get bewildered by any of the ups and downs or any of the allurement, because from inside they are Atma Ram and Atma Rati. So Atma Ram means like they are getting because they are full, they are getting the happiness from within. They are Atma Rati, like that happiness is coming from inside. So when someone goes to that level, they just don't get bewildered with anything else. Their full focus on just to serve the Lord. The old, as they are serving the Lord more and more, they are getting more and more satisfied. But at the same time, they just want to do more and more because they think that their heart is full of gratitude. That I haven't done anything for the Lord, nothing much, but He is just doing so much for me. Like from inside, I'm just so much satisfied with all these things. It's only because of the Lord. So anything that I can do for the Lord, and then just doing more and more and more and more. So it's just like that cycle that the Lord is doing, and then I'm trying to do that distance of two fingers in the Damodar Leela. One is Lord's mercy and one is our endeavor. We put our endeavor. Obviously, Lord's mercy is much, much, much more bigger than our endeavor. But Lord, as He being the most kindest person, He actually puts our endeavor even higher than His mercy. So He just says, "Oh, this devotee is trying to do this. It's so wonderful. Let me help." And when He comes with help, we can imagine, it's with all the resources, all the things that He is coming. So we are getting that shade that we spoke about. And then the other thing is the detachment, artificial. So no artificial detachment. Oh, from tomorrow I'm not going to do this, this, that. But natural detachment. I'm having issues with my sleep. Like again, a practical example. I'm having issues with my sleep. I can't sleep. I can't wake up in the morning and things. So then somebody says, so what's happening? Why are you having the sleep problem? Because before going to sleep, I'm I'm going through my mobile and I'm checking, okay, this is happening. And I just think, like, no, look, you know what? I'm just going to look at for 15 minutes and I go to sleep. And when that 15 minutes becomes 1.5 hours, I don't even know. And then it's already 11:30. By the time I I want to take this go to sleep. And then again, because the brain was so much becomes tired, it's by looking into all those graphics and all those like videos and things like that. It just doesn't go to the sleep straight away. It also takes some time to when you shut down a computer, does the computer shut down straight away? No. It says, okay, thinking about this, thinking about that, then look at this and that, look at that, and then okay, let's take time. And if there was something to update, it will do the update and then it will shut down. So it doesn't fit. So if a computer does that, then imagine what our brain and mind goes through in the same way. So by the time we are going to sleep, again 12:30, and then again 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, wake up and head is hurting. I'm feeling very tired. I'm not feeling like that refreshed. Then what to do? The whole day then goes like that. But then again, if someone goes to bed early and then okay, let me just try to read a book, Krishna conscious book, a book from Srila Prabhupada, or even just some devotees even I've seen they listen to Prabhupada's japa or Prabhupada's kirtan before going to the bed, and they just turn it on for one single kirtan 5 minutes, and within that they go to sleep. And then wake up at 3:30, 3 o'clock, and they're very fresh throughout the day. So this is the thing that we just need to do, that if we want to do a detachment, it's not an artificial detachment from that thing, but we try to do a natural detachment through a process that comes from a bona fide source. And what happened after that? The two word, that nivrita, which is like fully satisfied, that is going to happen. And when that's going to happen, the other thing is that that person is going to that level of Mahatma. But sa Mahatma sudur lavaha, Krishna said, and it's very hard to get that, because get fully satisfied is very hard, because there are so many elements there. So just to get ourselves, try to, it's a process. It doesn't happen in one day, but there is way that it can be it can be fastened, the process. That in chemical reaction, when you bring two molecules and you want them, okay, let them do the reaction with each other when the two molecules are there, and then it will take 7 days, and after that we will come and see that how this will happen. But then there is that they found out, somebody has invented that this is another molecule. If you bring these two molecules together and also add this third molecule, what that third molecule will do is just fasten the process for that reaction. That molecule has nothing else to do. So those are the things that that we need to look for, that what is going to fasten that process for us. That the process is the ABCD again, the association of the devotees, reading Srila Prabhupada books, chanting, and distribution of Prabhupada's books, and sometimes also devotees add E, which is eating prasadam. So eating prasadam is also a service. So when these processes happens in a sincere way, then it's fasten that process. So we time to time we experience small glimpses of this, when someday we feel that, okay, today's chanting was during I try to do attentive chanting, especially when we go for dham yatra and things, we sit down, because dham, it has its mahatma, right? So when we sit down there and chant, it just, when we do that chanting and feel like this was, I try to do a attentive chanting compared to other days, it just feel a completeness from inside, that yes, today was nice. And that is that which is mentioned in this verse, is that chaya nivrita chittanam, that when we are chanting with that full attention, then it becomes that fully satisfied. But then when chanting is mechanical and the mind runs everywhere, then we don't feel that satisfaction. So again, it just say that we just have to look for the right path and the right attachment. Prabhupada time and again said attachment is not bad. You just have to we just have to transfer it, right? And that's how it works. And it's basically when we focus on the service, and when we try to put ourselves as much as dedicated into the service, it comes with that creating that relationship with Krishna. As we love more and more Krishna, we see everyone in relation to Krishna. And that's where this Shuridam Sarva Bhutana, Krishna is a friend of everyone. Then as we started to see Krishna in everyone, then we also becomes friendly with everyone. And that's the transformation. That's a transformation happens, that it just becomes from mine to everything belongs to Krishna, from my family to Krishna's family. So that's why we just wanted to focus that what path we should take. Our path should be from this material heat to that Koti Chandra Shushitala, to the shade, from the dependence to the shelter, from the spriha, which is which mentioned there, the hankering, to the nivritti, which is satisfaction, from mind, everything, to it's all Krishna's. And the path, which is like Srila Prabhupada has given us, that focus on chanting, focus like, attentive chanting, sincere hearing, and genuine service. These three things. That as we try to do the chanting, it is part of our life, but try to do it more attentively, chanting. When we are trying to do hearing, it becomes more sincere hearing. And when we are going to do the service, it's done in a more genuine way. And if this gets followed, then Prabhupada has given us that everything will come. So this is the state of the Mahatma. This is the journey of bhakti, and this is the gift that we get from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So on this note, it's 8:30 now. I would like to end here. If anyone wants to add any comments or point quickly, we can go through it. Otherwise, we can finish here. Okay, thank you all for joining today. Sorry, someone said.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, very nice class. Thank you very much. I just wanted to add that, these material desires and material attachment, they are so difficult to control. So as you mentioned in the class itself, so actually, if we use all these, we have got all the material desires, but if we serve Krishna, as we have seen in Madhya Lila 170, Sarvapadi Vimur Muktam, Tat Paretvina Nirmalam, Rishikesha, Rishikena Rishikesha, Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. So if we utilize our senses in the service of Krishna, so our senses are purified. And from right from the morning, like we have, we offer everything to Krishna. It doesn't just mean only the food and other things, but whatever activities we do, we remember that this is for the satisfaction of Krishna, not for my own satisfaction. Then all these will be purified, and it is actually distracting. You are still eating, but you are offering it to Krishna. You are doing other activities, but think that this is for Krishna, so that naturally our senses will be purified. And surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna is like that, by serving Krishna. It's not just that we go and we do pranam. Of course we do that also, but all our activities to the lotus feet of Krishna is that what Krishna desires, not we desire. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you very nicely for summarizing it. As they said, like, Madhurena Samapayat. So you have summarized very nicely. Thank you, Madhu.
Haribol Prabhu, thank you so much for class.
Right.
That was really good.
Hare Krishna, Madhu.
And it kind of reminded me too about what Kadambini Mataji was saying the other day around us trying to replace some of these desires, and as your class said today, in a natural way, trying to dovetail our previously karmic kind of tendencies with more devotional tendencies and practices. But Mataji said something the other day about trying to please, the desire to please Guru. If we can let that, I'm going to just make this up now. I can't quite remember exactly word for word what Mataji said, but the meaning was something about that actually some of this practice is about us growing that desire to please Guru, because that's kind of the easiest step for us to make, as opposed to stepping out and thinking, oh, I'm about to please Vishnu now with this act. That might be a bit too lofty, but practically speaking, that desire to please Guru, that was it. Whether he's on this planet or not, that's what is the lubrication, if you like, in our relationship with Krishna, is to keep pleasing Guru despite his whereabouts. Whether he is physically in front of us, or whether he's in the US, or whether he is on another planet now. the fact is, we keep that lubricant, that desire to please him, keep it at the forefront and can't go wrong. So yeah, thank you for that, Prabhu. Nice class.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you.
Following the instructions of the spiritual master,
Okay.
whether he is personally present in this material world or not, is actually pleasing him, because whatever instruction has been given our spiritual master, if we fall, and mainly they are chanting our rounds attentively, following 4 regulative principles, having association of devotees, listening, hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and all these things, they are important. And that automatically we can see it pleases Guru, because Guru said, follow my instructions. That's what actually it is. Thank you very much, Yamuna, for bringing it, always reminding us we have to follow instructions, because I feel that we are not qualified. We are very insignificant. For us, is easiest thing is to follow instructions. Try to do as much as we can by following instructions of our spiritual master. And if he is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's why our Guru's contribution to our life is so important, that we start our day with doing our Guru Vandana. That, when, as we said, samsara davanal, that we are in this material place, but that shade of that Koti Chandra Susitala is coming through Guru to us, and by following Guru's instruction. So thank you both Matajis for bringing that up. It is a very wonderful point. Okay, so we end the class here. We will again see you all tomorrow. Vancha kalpatu vasya kripa sindhu aivacha patithanang pavanam Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Navacharya Srila Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
His Grace Somendra Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Gaurav Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Hare Krishna.